The first presentation in Module 3 will introduce you to the visual signpost involving a course room. These signposts will help you determine whether an assignment is a written assignment, a blog, or some other sort of activity. In addition, you're going to learn about the layout of a classroom in general. There are two major components for the layout of a course. The first one are the important elements. These are things such as the syllabus, instructor information, announcements, and other things you see on the left. The second most important component are the activities. These activities involve discussion questions, voting or choices, blogs, written submissions, and more. You should expect to see both components appear across all courses. Here is an example of a basic course. In this case, it's Business 215 or Business Communications. On the left, you'll see the left column or the left navigation bar. This contains links to jump you to the various points such as weeks, grades, participants, and other things involving the course. The middle column is the actual content of the course. This is where the course appears, this is where students do their work, and so forth. The right column contains important information. Sometimes it'll include the syllabus and information about the Writing Center and other things. Navigating a course, at least the course's weeks, is pretty straightforward. All you have to do is click on the week that you want to visit in the left column, and it will take you to the appropriate spot in the middle column. In this case, we clicked on week 1, and voila, week 1 appears. Also, you will see other important information appearing, such as the instructor information, announcement, and help form. This is where you will post all sorts of important information, your announcements, and generally help students in this course. Also, you will see something called the quick mail block. We'll talk a little more about this later. This will help you email students in your course room anytime you want. However, not every course has exactly the same layout. We have multiple generations of courses, therefore there are multiple generations of layouts. Unlike Business 215, this course uses a slightly different layout for its materials. As you can see, the help and announcement form appears at the top, but the syllabus appears below, unlike the previous slide where it appeared in the right-hand column. So if you're in a course and you're looking for the syllabus, the lesson you need to remember is that it may appear in the right-hand column, or it may appear right beneath the announcement form. Also, in this sort of format, you should expect instructional materials and supporting information to appear below the syllabus. The various styles of course rooms also means there will be a couple different layouts for materials. For example, on the left, you will see one layout that allows students to click on an icon to read the book, look at websites, and view videos. In other courses, you will see a format like this. You will see below the instructor information the ebook used for the course room along with additional materials. Do you recall the right column we discussed earlier? Well, if so, these three items are part of that column and will look familiar. The first part of the right column is the quick mail block. This allows you to email students in a nice and easy fashion. Also, you can click the various icons under activities and see what students have worked on and what has to be done. This is an easy way to see what needs your attention within the course room. For example, if you want to know what assignments have been turned in or need to be graded or past due or so forth, click on the assignments link in the activities block. If you want to see recent forum activity, click on forums or open forums. If you click quizzes, you'll get a good insight into who took which quiz. And the other two activities aren't all that useful. Also, if you wish to submit final grades, you can click on the Submit Grades link in the grade submission block to submit your final grades. Let's discuss the various activities appearing in courses. We won't be discussing them all, but we'll discuss the most important ones, the ones that show up the most. The most common one are forms of the discussion question, as indicated by the discussion question icon. As you can see, the icon is a little bubble with 3 green bars, which indicates speech or a discussion. The discussion is always accompanied by the prompt. If you wish to enter the discussion and review student posts or even post your own ideas, feel free to click this link. It will take you right to the discussion. The next most common assignment is the actual written assignment, as indicated by a little tiny hand holding an essay. So when you see this icon, you notice students will be submitting either a PowerPoint, an essay, or something written. The assignment will always have a prompt associated with it. And if you wish to see the assignment and start grading or reviewing it, just click the link next to the little hand holding the essay. Most of our courses contain other assignments and activities and other things to keep students busy and engaged. However, several of our courses will contain the Syllabus Quiz, as indicated by the quiz icon. The quiz icon is simply just a little tiny test with a check mark in it. That's not too creative, but it's pretty obvious. In this case, the prompt for the quiz is to go read the syllabus and answer some questions about it. We do this to make sure students are familiar with the flow of a class, the syllabus, and its contents. Also, you will see this icon appear. It looks like a little tiny gift-wrapped box without a bow. Basically, it's a SCORM application, and a SCORM application is a programmed like online app embedded within Moodle to allow students to do something. In this case, this application will allow students to play Jeopardy, where they sit down and they answer questions about the course, whatever they might be. So when you see a SCORM box or an application box, realize it's a busy activity where the students will be clicking and working with an online application to help reinforce learning and other elements of the course. Some of our courses utilize a blog. A blog is really no different than a discussion question because it uses the discussion question icon, as you can see. However, the goal of the blog is a little different. Instead of holding a dialogue or a discussion, the blog is more of a one-sided conversation where the student comes up with an opinion or a judgment or something and shares it with the world. Basically, it's reflective and they get to write about something they find interesting. The very bottom of the course, or after week 6 or after unit 6, you'll find some interesting materials. The first thing you'll find is the end of course survey. This is the survey we ask students to complete to discuss their satisfaction and experiences with the course. We collect the data, we analyze it, and use it for future improvements. It's pretty cool. Below the end of course survey, also called EOCS, is stuff for the instructor, such as a pre-course checklist, which helps you review your course and basically work through a checklist to make sure your course is ready to go for the upcoming term. Also, it's a great way to become familiar with your course, because as you work through this checklist, you'll learn more and more about the course, so when you hop in and start teaching it, you feel more prepared and more comfortable. Also, we include the faculty end of course survey, also known as FEOCS, and this is the survey we ask of faculty to complete so we can learn about their perspectives on the course, any mistakes they found, or things like that. Please fill it out, it's important. I wish to thank you for attending this discussion about the layout of the course. There will be other videos in this module, so check them out.